Hi, good evening, everyone.
Hi,
Good
good evening, sir.
evening.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, DK. How are you?
So
How are
you
you,
all are
Sangeeta?
Putin.
Wonderful, lovely.
आप लोगों की आवाज क्यों नहीं आ रही है?
Good to see you.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
We are able to hear you.
Oh, you can't hear us. कपूर साहब क्या हाल चाल है?
बहुत बढ़िया सर.
Very great.
Hello, Mr. Kapoor. How are you doing?
Hi,
Lovely
I'm
meeting
good.
you.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
We can hear you very well.
Let me just
सलोनी
check
वो
why my.
सलोनी हमारी
हाँ।
एफएमए की स्टैंडी पड़ी हुई है वहाँ पे.
हाँ?
जी?
एफएमए की स्टैंडी दोनों उठा लाते हैं. एक अपने पीछे लगा लो, एक मेरे पीछे लगा लो.
हाँ, मुझे दे दो because मेरी तो standing permanently fixed है मेरे office में.
मैंने ऑफिस से लाई जब शुरू किया मैंने तब से शुरू किया.
हाँ, आपके पीछे दिखती है हमेशा.
हाँ. So welcome. I am just going to rename myself first. Otherwise, I will.
Tyagarajan Iyer.
अब
I got a
त्यागराजन
little. I was told there is a beautiful lady right there, Saloni, but why does she have a name Tyagarajan Iyer right there?
is logged in from official ID ना.
Yeah.
वाला. वो तो त्यागराजन जी का ये एफएमए तो.
But is Mr. Tyagarajan going to be there? Is he joining us on the panel, as in on the webinar?
No.
No, right? Just two of you.
Not
Right?
required. Yeah.
Tyagarajan is not
So,
joining.
we'll just go through the flow.
You can join from his personal ID.
Right.
Not
Right.
from this side.
So, DK, what I understand is I set the tone for the webinar. I welcome all the three of you. And then I request Abhay Kapoor sir to give the opening remarks. He does that. Then I'm going to introduce you, talk about your profile, and then I'm going to say over to you, right?
Absolutely. But you need to tell them while the talk is on, they need to park their questions in the Q&A section.
Which I will.
So that we make it a more engaged model.
Correct.
It's not going to be one way. And you can say that after DK Bakshi is through, we will take almost all questions, depending on the time.
All right.
That's the way, how many questions come and all that.
Perfect.
That's the way. कपूर साहब ये हमारी संगीता जो है very bright star है. She I will talk in the this thing also. She used to come to Bangkok. She used to conduct our sessions at more to do with Bollywood.
Okay.
Diwali, Dussehra, New Year. बड़ी famous है हमारे Bangkok community में. And she has been part of the family and very close friend. And now, just 7-8 months back, she visited me in Delhi. She flew from Bangkok.
Okay.
And she was keen to work with us on this type of a model. And I gave her that day a book of Kiran Bedi. You remember, Sangi?
Yes, of course, yes.
Yeah, so she led my team, and then finally COVID came, and one day she sent message again. I was doing a lot of activities. I said, why not? You would certainly be part of us, and let's do this. So I'm very happy to have her around, and she's a very great professional, and her conducting of programs is absolutely, we all enjoy NRI community there in Bangkok. And she travels globally. She travels globally with shows with various Bollywood stars, and she has herself, worked
Now, of course, in the last 12 years, more with corporates. Usually, now I'm hardly with Bollywood stars. Now it's more of completely with corporates that I've been traveling the world now.
So it's a very interesting profile of her. Kapoor Saab is our old friend and long association, and he is the boss of Faridabad Management Association. Saloni is again one of my oldest colleagues and friends, and we know each other again last 25 years when she was with TCS and I was in India, and we used to travel a lot to various business schools, universities. She did travel with me to Afghanistan to train ministers, senators, a very passionate speaker, very well-known trainer, and again, she's part of my family. She's a Kashmiri Pandit, by the way, again. So that's another connect. And I mean, she is secretary of the association at Faridabad. And it's our fraternity, you know, is very strong, human resource. And you love to work with people, you know. I was talking to a couple of people yesterday in Mumbai when they saw your profile there, and Sanjay Muttal, I talked to Raji Dubey, and they were saying, come on, let's get, you know, going on this front more and more into the corporate world. I said, sure, we can.
And then, yeah, this is the new normal. This is how we're all going to be.
Yeah.
And we just realized that even this was possible. This was feasible. Yeah.
It is. It is. In fact, Rajan Datta also yesterday said, he said, yeah, let's do one program like this. I said, fantastic, we can. So there are a lot of people in Mumbai, again, HR fraternity is very strong, but Northern India, especially Delhi, is absolutely big. And we have a lot of egos within ourselves. That is the problem. So, but you know, I don't work with egos. I remain away from those this thing. I love doing whatever I'm doing. So I enjoy doing. Great. How's your brother's eye now? Is he okay now?
Yes, he's better. He's better. It was very bad. We were all too worried, you know.
Yeah. You know, the challenges in this COVID are very tough, you know.
ये त्यागराजन जी कह रहे हैं उनको आवाज नहीं सुनाई दे रहा, ज्वाइन किए फिर ऑफ चले गए।
अच्छा,
ऑफ चले गए?
पता नहीं, चैट पे डाला है आई कांट हियर एनीवन।
नहीं वो मैंने लिखा था।
जगोटा जी भी ज्वाइन करें कि नहीं?
ओके ओके,
Is Jagota joining?
let us send a message to all of them.
We can see the participants.
Right now there are 6 participants who are already waiting, 8 waiting in the room.
Achha, you are keeping them waiting. Okay.
Can I see the participants?
You can't see the participants. I have kept them in the waiting room.
Achha, okay.
So when it is 5 o'clock, 2 minutes to 5 o'clock, I will say admit all.
Yeah.
Why don't we do it with Facebook Live? Zoom does not go to Facebook Live.
It does. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you
Facebook Live pe dalo na.
Make co-host. I'm just going to make you.
हम सबको co-host बना दो, त्यागराजन को भी।
वो जब ज्वाइन करेंगे तब करूंगी उनको co-host.
मेरे कुछ अफगानिस्तान से भी लोग ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं सलोनी।
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, you can always put it on Facebook. That'll be nice.
Why don't you put it on Facebook? बहुत लोग ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं।
So last time when we tried this, so we ran into some technical issues.
Oh, okay.
And every time I've tried it 3 times, every time there was some technical issue.
Oh.
Probably I need to do this with somebody who has done it, and then I can actually watch ki hum kahan, where are we going wrong when we're trying to actually.
Now our this Varsha is fully trained on WebEx and Facebook. We also had a lot of issues in the beginning, you know. First program of Women Power, we had a lot of issues. But now we have become very master. Actually, tell me, can I run a video? How can I run on Zoom?
I have... So you want to run a video on Zoom, matlab it's part of your presentation?
Yeah, I don't have a presentation, just one video.
You have to share your screen, no?
Just share your screen.
देखिए वहाँ पे लिखा है नीचे share screen.
Green button दिख रहा है आपको with the
share screen आ गया.
Just try it, no, DK, while we are still offline.
Yeah, I can do that. So screen पे yeah. This one. So I go to this.
उसको आप इस पे रख लो ना.
Is this the one you want to share? 12 people in waiting.
Could you see that?
No, we
Huh?
can see.
No,
We
we
can
can only see
your screen that has the 3 icons.
yeah.
But I was sharing a video. You could not hear anything?
We could only hear. We couldn't see
Music.
anything visually.
We could hear music.
How to do it?
1 minute, I'll tell you. 1 minute.
Yeah.
I will just call somebody and I'll tell you.
Why wasn't this playing? This is strange. So Sangeeta, have you tried going on live Facebook or YouTube before?
Not myself, but of course the agencies that I've been working with, they've always
वर्षा को फोन करो.
नहीं सलोनी, YouTube का लिंक तो 24 घंटे पहले क्रिएट करना होता है ना.
YouTube नहीं, FB का, Facebook का.
I was just asking her if she's done it herself.
Yeah, I'm just asking
FB
you.
तो वो अपना अमिताभ करता है ना हमेशा. आपने नहीं चेक किया उससे?
See, the thing is that check करना और actually में उसको live करने में कहीं ना कहीं gap है. तो
उसको ले सकते हैं.
somebody has to do it.
Hello.
Probably we see.
You know, when we are doing the Zoom, conference, webinar.
Now the screen has become grey.
FB, how do you do that?
Okay, did you do
How
something?
do you do that? हाँ.
देखिए आपका ग्रे हो गया स्क्रीन टोटली.
Saloni.
Yeah.
Your Zoom, this app is paid, right? That you're using.
Mm-hmm.
It's a paid app, right?
Yes.
On right hand side, do you have something called as more?
हाँ.
So on the more पे when you press, फिर क्या है Sandeep? There are a couple of dots. You just press them. See, there is something which is called as live on Facebook.
Correct. Facebook and YouTube दोनों दिखते हैं वहाँ पे.
Correct.
So this much I have,
You managed to do that, but then it doesn't go online, is what you're saying.
So yeah, then it takes us to the Facebook page, which is my page or my timeline, and now it's opening up.
अच्छा, because वो हो नहीं रहा है. ठीक है, okay, ठीक है, देखते हैं.
So now it's asking me.
अच्छा, what is it asking you? Live on Facebook, it's asking you.
Yeah. So now it's asking me choose where you want to post your live video. So let's say I want to post it on my timeline. I'm assuming, okay.
कल तो वो तो हो जाएगा. मुझे बता वीडियो कैसे मैं शेयर करूं.
So did you do that? Live on timeline करना है संदीप.
मेरे को वीडियो करना है शेयर.
Live on timeline करिए सलोनी.
कर दिया and I clicked on next, the next button.
Okay, then what is happening?
And then again it's trying
Is
to.
it asking for any password or something?
No.
Then what is it telling?
अभी आएगा. Basically now it's saying Zoom is preparing for live streaming preview. So पहले भी यहाँ तक we had done, and then next will come a screen in which we will have some stuff on the left side. It will talk about. Let it open up, then I will just.
Okay.
Okay, can you help me?
Daddy, tell me.
Now I need to play a video on this.
Sandeep, he wants to play his video while, like he doesn't want to do a presentation. He has a video that he needs to play. So how does he do that? Acha.
Because you tell him that when he is trying to share his screen, the video he can see and play, but We can't see the video. We can just hear the music.
So he needs to first play it on his laptop and then share the screen, is what you're saying.
Okay.
Means what?
Acha. Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh. 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 Okay. ठीक है. Thank you. DK, the file that you want to play, na, just open that file, okay? Put the play button on the play button, okay, and then minimize it.
Okay.
Okay.
I minimize it. Okay.
And now what you do? Now you share the screen.
Minimize to kar diya hai already.
Share this. Now put this share screening option.
First minimize, huh?
First minimize that. Okay.
Wait a while.
पहले share screen को stop कर देना.
अच्छा, पहले share screen is stop. Okay.
पहले off कर दो.
Now I go for the shared screen, and this video
So you are getting all your icons? Yes, we can see it now.
Yes. Can I play it now?
Yeah, just try karo na. Play karo. Yeah.
You were able to see that?
Yes, you could see that. Now just stop, take it back to the actual beginning wala thing. Again, play and minimize it. The moment you want to share it, just share the screen, choose the option from the icon.
Wait a while, I'll do it again.
Hanji.
I will not do right now share screen. I will run on the laptop first, is it?
Yeah. And minimize it for us. Minimize it for yourself, I mean, sorry.
Share screen, okay. So where did it go?
पहले share screen off कर दीजिए, ठीक है?
We have 2 minutes to go now, live.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see a go live button on the right hand side of the screen.
Right.
And ये शायद आज आप हमारी lucky charm है, Sangeeta.
Thank you.
That button is available for.
What I will do is when you put us live, I can anyway see on my screen that FB live. The moment I see FB live is when I will start talking.
All right. ठीक है.
एक मिनट के लिए करिए तो देखते तो हैं हो रहा है नहीं हो रहा है फिर आप पॉज कर दीजिएगा नहीं मगर ये फिर आपको ब्रॉडकास्ट करना पड़ेगा ठीक है मत करिए डोंट डू इट
करती मैं हाँ.
So I will start speaking only by 5:01 or 5:02. We'll all keep our screens. So everybody, nobody's supposed to move left, right, whatever. Please stay stable and all your mics off. Only my mic will be on.
Give me 2 minutes. Let me first check this video.
Okay.
Otherwise, I am getting into an issue. So.
No issue hoga. You will be able to do it.
So let me. Let me go to my PC.
Anna.
Oh, now it says go live in the right now. Some problem is there. Oh, पहले तो नहीं. It was taking it. अब वो clear हो गया है.
क्या हुआ? What is it showing actually?
So पहले तो it was showing कि आप go live. You can go live. Now on the left side, it's showing connect your live stream to the live API. Choose where you want to post your broadcast. On the right, that's okay. Niche, I have a server URL and I have something called persistent stream key. And I don't know what is to be done with it. पहले तो go live पे था. Don't put third party ads.
वापस से try करिए ना सलोनी वो बंद कर दीजिए. Why don't you log in again? आप meeting leave करके you come back again into the meeting in a minute. It will hardly take you 30 seconds to do that.
Okay. What I am doing.
Saloni should not. Participants are already waiting.
Yes. So let me. Oops.
You could see that?
I'm going to now let the participants join. Okay.
No, just a moment. You could see that video now when I was running?
Did you share the screen, DK?
Yeah, we saw that. We saw that.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm admitting now.
Okay, let's go live now.
Okay, can everybody get your mics on mute, please?
Yes, sure.
अच्छा क्या बोल रहा है
Only you have to mute everybody.
पागल हो रहे हैं उसके पहले एनालिस्ट था क्या ये ऐसा थोड़ी ना लिखता एक्सपीरियंस लेटर में
Saloni, can you hear me?
एक्सपीरियंस लेटर में रोल
Can you mute all the participants, please? Namaskar, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Sangeeta Singh, and on behalf of Faridabad Management Association and Global Talent, I'd like to welcome you all to this very thoughtfully crafted webinar.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll agree with me if I said that across the globe, people are strength to strength fighting this one threatening crisis. Well, I must say, alongside, we are seeing the world flattening the curve. There are certain countries who've already flattened the curve, while there are certain who are in the post-epicenter. There are few wherein the lockdown is in the phase of ending. While when it comes to India, ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing that we too are actually planning to end the lockdown. So, with all this, I must say, a new phase in the COVID-19 pandemic is upon us. It's time for hope, but also for caution. The end of the lockdown would not spell a return to the old normal or even to the universal. The opening will actually take into different shapes for different countries, different economies, different regions, and different business sectors in different ways and with different speed. So, ladies and gentlemen, how do we navigate, mitigate ourselves through these difficult times and difficult economies while we are all eager to restart and rebuild? And hence, today we bring you a very timely and a very resourceful and soothing session here with this wonderful webinar. Joining us here, we have some eminent personalities. It's a great honor for me to welcome Mr. Abhay Kapoor. He's the president to Faridabad Management Association. We're also joined by Ms. Saloni Kaul. She's a secretary to the association. And of course, from Global Talent, we have the man himself to enlighten us on this very thoughtfully, ladies and gentlemen, chosen topic for this webinar. Wherein we talk about rebooting people and processes to boost performance with pride. Talking to us, addressing us in this session will be Mr. D.K. Bakshi. Before I talk a little more about him and bring him to this great start, I would now like to welcome Mr. Abhay Kapoor. Sir, how are you doing? So could you unmute the mic for us?
Oh, sorry, I was on mute. I'm good, Sangeeta. Thanks. Thanks for hosting this session.
My pleasure, sir. And yes, I request you for the opening remarks.
Okay, great evening. Good evening, all. And first of all, welcome on behalf of Faridabad Management Association and Global Talent to all of you. And you took out time to join this session. And believe me, it's going to be a great session. And I have very high expectation from Mr. Bakshi to take us to a lot of good things in this session. We all know that now things have started opening up after 60 days of lockdown. And we all have gone through a very different kind of experience in this lockdown period, which was first in its kind of our lifetime. And it is something which we don't know how we have gone through and what all we have experimented. The only thing when we come back to the work, and it is, so that's why we thought that we should have this session on rebooting people and processes to boot the performance, that too with pride. And that is very relevant for going back to the normal. I'll not say that it will be back to the normal, but it will be a new normal, and getting into something which again is going to be an altogether different journey. The only thing which I feel that we should not go back to the same old shell again. Stop assuming that the same old days will come back. It's going to be altogether a new, different environment, the new, different perspective, and very new, different way of dealing with people and business. It is going to be like we all know that when lockdown was not there, we all used to enjoy the coffee with colleagues and in our office and gossiping and all. And from that environment, we moved to the environment where we started working remotely very effectively. Okay, maybe sometimes I look back, then I find that maybe we were wasting more time in office in gossiping with people, wherein in lockdown period we are even more engaged and more spending more time on doing our duties. Some of the same rhythm of office which cannot be recreated again, because you will be moving back to the office from a very different environment where you have experimented, like sometimes working from home has felt like we are sleeping in the office. We forget that whether we are at home or we are at office. So this has been a very different kind of an experience. And then the objective which many organizations were trying to meet in terms of collaboration, in terms of flexibility, in terms of agility, in terms of inclusion or ownership or accountability. I think all those big things, dreams, they have got achieved in this lockdown period by getting into the digital mode and getting fast and quicker solutions to the problem. In this period, like we have found out that we are more networked, we are working more closely with the teams, virtual teams, wherein we are also finding that we have seen a lot of changes in terms of new operating systems, wherein we now do not get into the meetings, long, lengthy meetings, wherein we are spending a lot of time in debating on the issues. We are very quick, very fast. We have a lot of sense of urgency to finish the task and get into the another task. We are only inviting limited and effective people, those who are required to achieve those missions. We are moving from, and those who can execute these things, only those participants are becoming part of the meetings and journey. And I think another thing which we have developed over this period, like a hierarchy-less organization, wherein we found that it's not more, it's no more a top-down. It's like those who are effective, those who can provide solution, those who can quickly solve the problems in this pandemic time. they have become important for the organization. It's no more a hierarchy-driven organization. We need people, those who can take quick decision making, those who have been much faster in executing the things. And agility is the new norm. Like you have to be very, very agile in terms of taking into the next success. Now, what next? When we reopen, we have to continue doing these innovations, partnerships, and our quick transition of digitization, which maybe many organizations, what they have achieved in these uh, 2 months in terms of digitization or in terms of Internet of the Things, that maybe they could have put in their 2-year or 3-year plan, but they have achieved it because of the necessity of the business, because of the necessity of continuity. And then we have embraced this journey, and this Internet of Things journey, which many organizations have embraced, they have to continue it with a lot of IT safety and security measures, because definitely IT risks and safety and security of your business data is very high in a virtual team, which organizations need to continue work upon and find out solutions. And this partnership of our suppliers, supply chain, buyers, that too on digital platforms, engaging on the online platforms, customers on digitized platforms. I think these are going to become very new norm, which will change the entire perspective of the business and the management of people. It is going to be a very gradual process, and let it be a gradual process, because we will be bringing down a lot of changes to our new organization, new settings. And I think the things which we need to take care and continue to remain in the focus is like we have to recover revenues very fast, and definitely we have to rebuild the operations. We have to rethink the organization structures, or rethink the organization, what number of people are required in office, what number of people are required to continue work from home, what people may continue to maintain virtual, or maybe it has given us a lot of scope in terms of adoption of digital platforms, and that is also going to increase our lot of journey towards the inclusion. Many societies, many class of people which we were not able to engage in the office environment, like disabled people, or now it will throw up a lot of opportunities for us to engage these people in a virtual environment, wherein we have experimented and we have created a digital connection, and the way of working, wherein we can manage the work remotely. I think that is going to benefit and include the a lot of inclusion and diversity in the workforce, and that will be a, I think, new paradigm in terms of increasing our diversity and inclusion percentage in the organizations. So I think these all new things which we have learned over the last 2 months. I think our efficiency and our performance of the future will depend upon that, how we utilize these learnings and these new innovations and agility to transform our work culture of the future. I think that is going to be the success story for the most of the organizations. And with this, I'll not take much time. Maybe we'll come back again. Thanks, Sangeeta.
Thank you, Mr. Abhay Kapoor. Thank you for such an amazing beginning. So what I understand is agility has been your mantra and surely your new normal. And as you very rightly said, that, you know, there were organizations who were planning to get IT enabled, and they've been doing this for the last 3 years. So it was all about planning, but how swiftly and how beautifully and how and the kind of speed that they have put everything into execution is commendable, is remarkable. And I like that gossip part, you know, that now no more gossips, but I think people are more productive. So, you know, when we talk about the old age adage wherein they say that every crisis will, you know, even if we go back into history, every crisis somewhere has always been the reason of some great innovations, some great solutions. And we are seeing that everybody is working towards it. So thank you so much for highlighting your endeavors for us. Thank you. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, yes, today we have the man himself from Global Talent, Mr. DK Bakshi. But before I get him on board and, you know, get this open session for him, let me talk a little more about him. Well, I have known him for last 15 years, and every time that I meet him, and every rendezvous with him, it has always been very inspiring, very motivating. So I will say that Mr. DK Bakshi is he's actually better known as Mr. Motivator and Mr. Energy. Well, he has enriching experience of about 3 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know that he has, been great with HR and business excellence. He's worked in 3 continents across 17 countries and many more nationalities. He is well known for his HR leadership globally. Well, his focus is actually, making global local in order to keep localized environment strategically at the top while thinking global. Known as the true global Indian, he actually promotes Indian businesses abroad and also helps Indian entrepreneurs to go global. Well, his signature programs such as Roadmap to Success, DNA of Leadership, and also Romancing with Destiny. I personally like this name a lot. It has been a global success. It is globally known and is also globally respected. He's associated with many Indian, Thai, and global organizations, thus helping in building communities and businesses to drive excellence. He founded Global Talent Company 9 years back in Bangkok, Thailand, spreading now over amazing Asia and North America. He's conducted programs in India, Singapore, Malaysia, Ethiopia, Indonesia, Afghanistan, and Cambodia, and of course North America. Well, Global Talent also happens to be one of the top service providers to the United Nations. He believes where pursuit is passion, there is performance. His also the tagline to talent. Well, and last but not the least, I completely agree with this point wherein he says that yes, you are global talent, I am global talent, and we all are global talent. With that, let me bring on Mr. DK Bakshi. And also, ladies and gentlemen, just a small little thing while we have him get started, make sure that you're making it. We will be addressing your questions. We'll try to take as many as possible, just in case if there is a paucity of time. I will be sharing his email ID with all of you, and you can surely, shoot your questions to him, mail it to him. He's somebody who has this, he's somebody before going to bed, he makes sure that he's answering all the questions. With that, please help me. I am really wanting all of you to shout out loud wherever you are, make some noise for Mr. DK Bakshi.
Thank you very much, Sangeeta. It has been really fascinating. Namaste. Sat Sri Akal. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. First of all, I would like to thank the President of Faridabad Management Association, Mr. Abhay Kapoor, along with, Mr. Tyagarajan, Mr. Subhash Jagota, my senior colleague, Taloni, who has been associated with me, all my old friends for inviting me for this talk, which is rebooting people and processes to boost performance and pride. I am also seeing here a lot of friends from HR fraternity. I'm seeing Rajesh Uppal from Maruti Suzuki, my guru, friend, brother, elder brother in the fraternity, Dr. VP Singh. I am seeing my great friend, well-wisher, younger to me by a couple of years, and intellectually again very strong, Mr. Rajan Datta from Mumbai. I can see Mr. L.B. Sharma here. I can see Ravinder Singh. Of course, there are many other friends whom I will see and I will talk about them, because without these friends, life is nothing. And I can see some people have already joined from Bangkok, and I can see some ladies, because I run this Women Power program, some ladies have joined from Afghanistan as well. First of all, Faridabad Management Association is very close to my heart. I remember 18 years back when I was involved in rebooting this association. And at that point of time, my elder brother, my guru, my friend, Mr. Subhash Jagota, my friend, Mr. Tyagarajan, were part of rebooting this FMA, which was not existing at that point of time. coexisting. So I was that time Vice President of Delhi Management Association, and I was involved in many committees at All India Management Association. So I have been very closely watching Faridabad Management Association, and it has taken a great shape, and you are doing much more than what I expected. And I would surely and certainly congratulate the leadership team for the same. It's very important to keep this kicking the ball to enhance the excellence everywhere around, especially when Faridabad belt is one of our oldest industrial areas of our country. Many great leaders in business are from Faridabad. And you know, this Farid and Abad, both are Arabic words. While Farid means unique and Abad means cultivated place. So when we combine Farid and Abad, it means that Faridabad is unique, cultivated place. So I must congratulate all working or living in Faridabad for this beautiful name of uniqueness and cultivation. But we have still not understood this meaning and have not developed this to that extent, what the meaning is. Let's not now wait. Time has come. Let's enhance, let's rebuild, let's reboot Faridabad with excellence in industry perspective as well as community level. In Faridabad. Many great HR and business leaders live there in Faridabad. Dr. Subhash Jagotaji, all of you live there. And I can personally pledge today that to reboot and revitalize Faridabad Management Association, I am ready to volunteer myself. Because I spend a lot of time in India now, and I have a passion of ABCDE, ability, bonding, commitment, desire, and excitement to do that. You can use me whenever you need me. I am a call away. Thank you, Faridabad Management Association. Global Talent Company is pleased to partner today this event with a lot of excitement and thrill, especially when I have Sangeeta part of it, and she has been one of a great resource for us in Bangkok and other places where she used to conduct our programs which are more towards Bollywood. But she walked in a couple of months back into my Noida office. She flew from Mumbai. She said, I want to get into this mode. And she's a very brilliant resource, part of my family, comes regularly to Bangkok. And finally, she called the other day. She said, you're doing so much these days, webinars and programs. Give me a chance to be there. And I'm very happy, Sangeeta, that you are there today and you are there again on 26th for another event in Hyderabad. So let me go to now. I am not going to talk about COVID, what has happened, what impact, and so on, because all of us know about it. But let me say that future is uncertain. COVID is certain. It is staying with us. Surely now. That is sure that we all might get COVID one day. It will all depend on our immunity. We don't know who is going to be moving forward. I'm not going to be, we don't know who is going to survive. We are going to survive. When you see India as a country and you see mortality rate is lowest in the world, so we are going to survive. But I am worried about which company is going to survive. In the midst of all this, we should do what we should not do, or what we should do and what we should not do. We also see every 5-6 years, globally, some of the slowdowns. 2008, we saw a slowdown. We keep on seeing this. Most of the slowdowns have been with different reasons. I would say we never imagined in our life that this kind of a COVID-19 would come. I hope we will never, ever, never, ever, never, ever see this time again. I pray to God that something like this should never, ever happen in the world. But I don't know, worst might come up. So I'm not putting you to fear, but I'm cautioning you. Other day, Jack Ma said, if you do not make any good business in 2020, you just live and survive, that is the profit. The biggest learning of this slowdown, of this COVID, is to manage the present, mortgage the future. That means we conserve cash, the dollars, the bahts, the rupees, the yens, the euros, to look for future, our people, our processes, our practices, or maybe our new business modeling. Let me now try to deliberate this subject into 4 R's. That's what Saloni has given me, was a secretary. She's again very close friend. She has traveled with me to many parts of the country, along with Rajan, Subhash, many other people, way back 17, 18 years back, into various parts of the country for various business schools. And she's traveled with me to Afghanistan, where we train senators and ministers, along with Dr. Asha Bhandarkar and other foreign faculty we had with us. So she gave me, she said, hey, I need to get a highlight what is going to be of your program. So I gave 4 highlights. Reboot people, crafting the essence of ownership of business. Reboot processes and machines, post-COVID. SOPs to deliver quality products and services. Restructure and reorganize the performance parameters to drive excellence. And the 4th one is revolutionize beauty of performance with pride. So I take the first one, reboot people, crafting the essence of ownership of business. Now, you know, we live all for people. I am a people person. I love people. Caste, color, gender, nationality, religion, I don't mind. I am for people. So when we are talking about rebooting people, first of all comes in this present situation, motivation of the organization and leadership. Every individual to the bottom level. So up to the last level. I think there are some microphones which are on. Saloni, as a host, you can switch off the microphones. There's some sound coming in. Emotional stability of teams.
Dickie, your voice, you have to turn on your, I think, turn on your mic. Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Oh, mine is on. Mine is on.
No, from there, I think.
Somebody else did it. Okay. So when we talk about people first and business next, is where our Prime Minister tried to do that. How to become lean and trim. Lean and trim. How to work with less resources, a real fit to strengthen smart approach. Most important is leadership. Motivate our people, keep them engaged in future of not hopelessness, inspire them. They are the real friends of our industry. It's very well said, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Here I am talking even associates, whom people have started calling today migrant laborers. Even I told, I tweeted to Arnab Goswami, why are you talking about migrant laborers? Very bad name. I don't like this. When people say migrant laborers, I hate it. No way. Let's call them our associates. They are our partners to business. Let's call them with respect the associates. Repeat, the associates. Wherever I do HROD, manufacturing excellence, business excellence interventions, in that factory, nobody can call workmen. Nobody call labor. Associates. So when I'm talking about this, we need to create in people, rebooting people, team building approach, change management, because things have changed and things are going to be more changing in next week, next 10 days, next few weeks, because when post-COVID, when we go and start working, building relationships with customers, they're again people, stakeholders, employees, vendors, suppliers, everyone whom we touch in the supply chain of the business, we need to build up relationships. Training and development. Some people said training and development will be taking a back seat. I was doing a program with 6 CFOs the other day, Maruti Suzuki CFO, Boimer CFO, Rajneesh and Rajiv Kapai, and a couple of more CFOs. And I was telling them, why do you cut the budget of training and development? I think this is the time when we need more learning and development for our people at all levels, including the CEO, including the business owner. Even if some people used to say that Indian entrepreneurs, they say Lalaji. What do you mean by Lalaji? Why do we call him Lalaji? Mr. Pepsi is Lala actually. Mr. Suzuki is Lala, much bigger Lala than any other Lala. Mr. Boimer is Lala. We are in business. So let's call it with respect. Even business owners themselves will need training. What training? Futuristic. Next orbit organizations and next level of leadership. Let's start building that relationship of friendship. Even anybody and everybody is suffering. So let's get connected. We are in social distance, but at the same time, the relationships should become more strong. In fact, I told other day in one of the programs, can we build stories of crisis as success stories? I repeat, can we build present stories of crisis as a success stories? This would be a ready reckoner for our future leadership. We may not live in 2080. We will not be existing in 2120. When people can still refer to our, how did we handle this volatility of coronavirus, COVID-19? How did we handle this? So can we build success stories so that the future can look at us? What my objective here is to communicate that only business promoter or owner is not the owner of business, or people, or processes, or products, or practices. I mean to say every individual leader, maybe a functional head, maybe a departmental head, or even a line leader on the shop floor who has 10 associates with him. Let's create OOB, owner of business approach with every people we have. That's where the rebooting should take place. Post-COVID, where we must ignite the passion in our people to act, react, and rebound to regenerate that commitment of ownership of business. They're all owners. The associate is an owner. The supervisor is an owner. The manager is an owner. The leader is an owner. The departmental head is an owner. And of course, the owner is an owner. So we are all owners. I hope I am making my communication clear, concise, effective to all the levels of people involved. That is my rebooting people. That was first hour. Let me go to the second hour. Reboot processes and machines, post-COVID, SOPs to deliver products and services. Here, I would like to say to go to out of box. Rather, create new, JANB, just a new box of thinking. To reboot, revitalize processes on the shop floor or on the marketplace, as well as machines on the factory floors. That means I'm talking about a new proof of concept, building a roadmap for fit to foster business as well as manufacturing equilibrium. Pilot, prioritize, and polish to scale up new ideas of business pattern and processes and machines. We are into present situation into a lot of webinars, and you're seeing how we are using this technology. A person like me who was never on a webinar is doing almost every second day a new event. Automation and standardization existing processes. Make them simple, elegantly efficient. I have a reason to talk about this. Continuously keep control of future mishap. I'm again repeating. Continuously keep control of future mishap like this and make sure quality assurance measures for business continuity. Quality assurance measures for business continuity should become one of our organization's key business process in the business plan. Because in case we do not think today, we have a clear-cut business continuity plan as one of an important quality assurance measure as a key business process, we might be caught again into something which is unknown. Next, I say, driving the organization with clear-cut SOPs post-COVID. This big task would be tough to reboot and rebuild. When we shut down our plants, we set off our power and we went home. But now when we are there to rebuild, some of the factories are already started operations, the rhythm has to start. I was talking to somebody, I don't want to name the company, very big company in manufacturing. They say it will take another 15 days to come to that normal. I said, but why? You did not work anything during the time you had in hand? There are broken links. The workforce, the work processes, the products, every aspect is to be reboot, rebuilt, and reorganized. The inventory supply chain process to be rebooted. The stocks, the cash flows, all aspects to be rebooted. We were in a lubricating machine before lockdown, but now there's a machine which is broken and rebuilding the business and process to be normal. It might take some time to come to that stage where we had been there before lockdown. Even the product development and supply chain network, everything is global in nature today. In India, it is local, global, rather I call it glocal. For example, a factory in Bhiwadi is already in operation, but the supplies have to come from Uttarakhand or from Greater Noida, which is still closed. This is tough. So whole world has to start. It is not only Thailand or India or Malaysia or Faridabad or Bhiwadi or Jamshedpur or Balabgad. It is all global business. When other countries tease within our own countries would still be struggling to go back to work, how tough it is going to be. There would be no pipeline getting connected with the market. Let's even see the tourism, travel, hotel trade. It's tough to see. There's no traffic. It might take another 3 to 4 to 6 months to really get tourism industry moving. Even to get groups to have dinners, parties, marriages, because of the social distances, would be a big challenge. I'm not putting you into fear, but the fact remains that even the travel which was being made for various industry work from one country to other country will get reduced to 25%. I used to take 3 to 4 flights per month. I don't know what's going to be future. To come to that level, it might take probably 6 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 12 months, keeping in view the challenges And also the beauty of technology coming to us as a big struggle. We are here right now because of the technology. People will try to do meetings and conferences on technology than going personally to various places and various countries. Having said that, there is a threat to our complete business cycle, which has already been destroyed by COVID-19, and to reboot or rebuild, it is a matter of time. IT companies can still run from work from home, but how about manufacturing? No one at this stage can really be clear what is the time. So the chances are that we have to live with this and till we get a final remedy. So rebooting, restarting would be really tough. But if we have prepared our blueprint with a strategic thinking before we get into the factory, into the workplace, we surely will be much faster back to new normal, what we say. We need not to be irrational business leaders. We might cause disaster to industry if we are not cautious. That is where we need to do with processes and machines. So we have to be very careful with the machines as well as processes. So that is my second R. I have till now talked about rebooting people and rebooting processes and machines. Let me go to the third R, which is restructure and reorganize the performance parameters to drive excellence. Now, this is very tough. Managing cost, reducing fat, inventory management, borrowing. Please do not weaken your muscles. You need to be still strong. Please do not cut on capex. The first thing hit is capex. Otherwise, you will have major issues and challenges. When good times will come, things will come back to normal, and we have to produce products and we have to increase capacities. Please do not simply lay off people. Restructure your organization. Reorganize the performance indexes. What, how, when, where, why we need to do it. Get set, go on looking at new performance parameters. You cannot be still going with the same. This is the time for us to attract. India, I'm talking about. This is the time for us to attract the world to come to India. As you are already aware, some of the Western world would respect India and Indian places. Rather, they would trust Indians for their sincere approach as well as commitment. As compared to any other nation, I would not like to name, they are presently evaluating India and other neighboring countries to develop their plans for future manufacturing. Make in India, the dream of our great Prime Minister can really be truthful if we as Indian business owners, professionals, managers, supervisors, associates, get together on this roadmap to success. Or there are some microphones which are still on, Saloni. Stop the microphone. Or disturbing. Stop all, I will switch on mine. Can you stop all? Stop all the microphones.
Hi, there are lots of people on mobile phones, which can't be muted.
Okay.
I will have to either remove such people.
So I am talking about Prime Minister Modi. I am talking about Prime Minister Modi's vision of Make in India can be truthful, we as Indian business owners, professionals, supervisors, associates, managers, come together on this roadmap of attitude, bonding, commitment, delivery, energy, and faith. We can get many companies to India. We have huge scope. When I say this, I mean we need to restructure, reorganizing our performance parameters in terms of quality of product, in terms of services, in terms of timeless, in terms of pricing, in terms of product parameters, in terms of global standards. This should not be a challenge. Rather, it's a great opportunity for India as country and professionals like us to accelerate the process of brilliantly attracting the world to great India. India is surely a map which can be built up. We have the talent. We are young India. We have to realign with the world-class processes, products, quality parameters. No goalibazi, no Jude, no passing the buck, no pulling the legs. Rather, passionate, powerful team. We can surely create a niche in the global market and सारी दुनिया मुट्ठी में आएगी. And this dream of Prime Minister Modi is sure to happen in case we work together. Why don't we join hands with Prime Minister's dream, which COVID has actually accelerated, and we turn this debacle, this uncertainty, this menace, this disease into the biggest opportunity for India to prosper and Indians to feel proud as nation builders, as global suppliers with quality, productivity, pricing, and delivery. Yeah, because all these performance indexes have to be redefined with smart, specific, measurable, achievable, result-oriented, time-bound. And I say smarter, ethical. That's where the world will respect us. And our relationship hungry. And we build that kind of smarter goals with attributes of performance driving business excellence. That was the third R. I have till now talked to you reboot people, reboot processes, restructure and reorganize the performance parameters. Now let me go to the last R. That is revolutionize the beauty of performance with pride. Biggest concern with the business owners, wherever business we are, right now is cash flow. I am facing a lot of problems with cash flow. I am not a big business owner, but I have people are working for me. So it's the biggest issue. Dealers, distributors, hotels, tourism, manufacturers, vendors, everybody. We all need to utilize this time for future performance indexes. What we do not know, we should know. How consumer demand will change. There would be becoming more digital. Automation will surely and certainly be there. As industry, we need to really think on this as it has to be technology oriented. Now the question is, in this lockdown, we never thought it is possible to work from home. It was seen very tough. That doesn't mean that a manufacturing company can start making bread or a butter or vehicles or wires or shampoos or soaps or detergents or pipes at home. We need factories to do that. Without factories, it is not possible for us. However, having said that, there will be a lot of outsourcing possibilities which we might have to keep in mind as business leadership. to keep cost low with quality parameters of highest standard. Look for more people who are individuals, groups of small business entrepreneurs. Give them opportunity to develop your products in small segments, in bigger places, and take it to the large factories with quality parameters. So here's an opportunity for leaders to look at. You have seen in the present crisis, whether it is Gucci, whether it's General Motors, who have never manufactured ventilators or masks are doing in parts of the world. That means leadership teams have to rethink, rewrite the business models of various companies. It may not be far when tourism industry does not pick up and we turn our small hotels into some clusters of manufacturing. It may not be tough for us to see in hotels getting converted into wellness centers, which is the need of that. Some retail outlets giving space to vendors of yoga, health, happiness centers. I see this possibility till tourism industry picks up in the world. So future is uncertain? Future is unknown? No, future is certain. People talked about VUCA that time, volatile, uncertain, complex and ambiguous. I said, no, volatile, it's vision. No, uncertain, it is unknown, unheard, unbelievable business practices. No, complex, I said, capability and competency. No, ambiguous, I said, alignment. So I am again positive here. But we need to change the way we were working. We need to change the process orientations in the factories. When we look at single piece movement of our products in factories instead of multiple piece movement, I don't know. Maybe there's some thinking on this aspect in manufacturing, where a single piece movements can reduce cost, power, manpower, and also improve final quality of products. I have many examples. I have done a single piece movement in one of the plants, which is a Maruti vendor in Bhiwadi, Coventry. So we have already done single piece. I have an example that within the lockdown, the team sat down and we could come out with a product which is a sanitation. We would come out with a stand. They are into rings. They are into springs, and they have gone to a new business where they are Maruti vendors. I have another Maruti vendor, I don't want to name, a great guy, 5 factories in the country, 45-year-old business, great guy, lives in, Gurgaon. And this guy talked to his team and said, 30 people. So these 30 people thought that the boss is coming and motivating us. And you know what this great guy said? I love him. Rajesh knows him. Rajesh Upal knows him. He said, hey, how do you motivate me to remain in business? Wow. The guy's got dazzled. What's he asking? And you know what's happening? All the leaders have made a plan of 2025 to remain in business. What a great practice this guy did. And I was questioning this other day on the CFO forum, and one of the lady from Punjab National Bank, head of the strategy, Aarti Mattu, said this is one of the biggest example of great leadership. So what I'm trying to say, that we need to really be both sides. It is not only the owner, the leader is talking. Both sides we need to talk. You need to motivate the owner to remain in business. So can we see how we redefine our selling? Can we see how we define our inventory levels? Can we see how we define our supply chain? Can we see how we define our value chain? Should we look for sourcing locally? Reduce global sourcing? Can we develop local sourcing to an extent in case you have a 10% today global supplies coming in, make a plan 6 months, one dream, one team, to reduce it to 2%. Can you reduce your supplies inside so that you have everything close by? Why should we depend on global world? Altogether, we can redefine the industry functions from suppliers to OEMs, to dealers, to distributors, to customers. I mean to say, you need to come out with better industry post-COVID. And that's where Dr. Preetham Singh other day in the strategic leadership said that post-COVID, Himalayan dream, big dream, the guru we have, Padma Shri Dr. Preetham Singh. We had 3 more professors from Harvard with us, Dr. Asha Bhandarkar, and he said, Himalayan dream beyond COVID. We are learning the beauty of performance with pride, keeping in mind support to needy, old age beliefs, looking at basics in the lockdown to get even a bottle of water or get a milk or get a bread or an egg was something very big, which we never thought. Beliefs of Ramayana and Mahabharata, 30 years back when we watched, and when we watch today, beauty. I am building programs on Mahabharata and Ramayana, the lessons of management. Actually, crisis is making us socially distant, but emotionally we are connected. The word what was spoken in the beginning, agility, 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 agility by Mr. Kapoor. Agility is going to be the power of the world, one of the biggest capability of world. Because in case you are not agile, so when I am talking about beauty of performance along with agility, I am talking about business ability. So every person who is on the shop floor or on the marketplace, whatever level, is a business manager. And C is hopeability. Hoping with pressure, but fighting it out that we can win. So agility, business stability, and copeability. This crisis is actually a big uniter for us. We have all of us together, employees, customers, suppliers, vendors, all are suffering. It is not I and you, it is us. We have proved that in the crisis, we are together. Irrespective of the fact we have a social distance. This is how we can revolutionize beauty of our performance, feel proud to be an Indian, to get into creating platform for the global world to come and give us work in India. We can become the best suppliers to the entire world. I also see when they are looking at us, whether it is European countries, whether it is from the North America, they are seeing that Indians have got that kind of a power, that kind of a commitment. But however, we need to be disciplined. COVID has taught Indians to be hygienic. Safai mein hame khayal rakhna padega. And we need to be together as a team, not pulling the legs, pulling down people. You see every day pulling down. I saw in my life, even during COVID, people pulling down, which is sad, which is bad. I have not to remain here for next 50 years. I may live for next 15, 20 years and I will go from this world. So not to pull down people. So therefore, when we talk about finally reboot, I am talking about 7 Ps with this 4R. People, I have talked a lot about people. Processes, I have talked about processes. Products, practices, best practices. Potential, I am talking about we have a big potential for India to get and become the biggest supplier to the world. Performance, that means the indexes which I talked about. Price of a product, that's going to be very clear. So, when I talk about business owners, business heads, functional heads, departmental heads, please don't forget this, with 4R using this 7 Ps. People who are most important in life. Processes, products, practices, potential, performance, and price. All these 7 Ps can give us pride, proud to be an Indian, to serve the global world with a quality product and a quality service. Will this remain only thoughts? No. I always say thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. But thoughts can become things only with action, 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 and action. So let's convert these thoughts, what we are talking about, this 4R and P's, with action into a thing. This is the time to act along with people, along with team. I have been busy in two ways last now 8 weeks. One side, on behalf of Global Talent, conducting so many events online. Other side, which is these events are all free. I don't charge anybody. I don't pay anybody. Other side, I have been working with MSME companies where I am developing these 7 P's leading to pride under a program called Roadmap to Sustainable Success. Dr. VP Singh, GP, Subhash Jagota, Rajan Datta, Rajesh Upal, they all know about this roadmap to success. But lately, Dr. Peter Singh said, turn this roadmap to success into roadmap to sustainable success. So I have been conducting programs. This is my signature program last 20 years. I've conducted in around 16 countries in the world. I have been conducting programs with MSMEs, with top 20, top 30, including the business owner, the CEO, and building a roadmap how we need to get ready for rebooting, rebuilding, and revitalizing. So that is how we can get back with a lot of pride. No tension. Coronavirus, no tension. I don't like coronavirus to be tension. I'm more enjoying right now because I'm the passion of creating it. So I would like to reiterate again that let's reboot people, reboot processes and machines, restructure the performance parameters, revolutionize the beauty of performance. And I would like to close my talk at this point of time. I know now Sangeeta must have got a lot of questions, and I'd like to respond to most of the questions before finally I come again. So let me go to the questions. Sangeeta, are you ready?
Very much, very much. Oh my God, listening to you is like, absolutely being boosted with so much of energy. It's crazy. Your energy is infectious. And I must tell you, with all the questions, the comments that we've got have been really delighting. I mean, we've got people saying inspirational, awesome. Thank you so much for redefining the VUCA world for us. We always understood VUCA in a negative phenomenon. You shaped it up so beautifully for all of us. So thank you for redefining VUCA for us. So, 7 P's that will lead us into pride. And with that, I'm going to be taking here. I've got some there. And to begin with, we've got something from Mr. J.P. Malhotra, and he says that what is the future of group seminars and training that actually used to be the most popular mode of training? So, Mr. Bakshi, you're on mute, so you need to just unmute yourself, please. Unmute your mic.
Oh, sorry. Can you tell me again?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you repeat?
I'm saying that this question comes from Mr. J.P. Malhotra. He's saying that, what is the future of group seminars and trainings that used to be more popular, with the mode of training actually. So now how do we look at it?
Yeah, Malhotra ji, pehle pranam aapko, very senior person, he knows me personally. Yes, I think we are now certainly into online training and seminar. Next 4 to 6 months time, will in any case be completely online. 80% programs online. People will love to do it. And people don't have time to come to the class. Surely training programs, seminars, webinars. So there's a good future for trainers. Saloni, there's a good future. So we all learn from it. That's for sure. Sangeeta next. Sangeeta next. You have your mic, You have to unmute.
I'm unmuting. Okay, next one comes in from Punya 44. And so we always keep talking about globalization. And he wants to understand that is globalization going to be changed to now localization and regionalization in the future?
Yeah. I think I have already spoken this earlier. I always talk about think global, act local. It doesn't, we are global within our own country. When we work in Chandigarh one side, and other side we work in Puducherry, other side we work in Vizag, and we work in Tinsukia, it is actually a global world within our own country. But you cannot be away from the US, you cannot be away from Africa, you cannot be away from Cambodia. It is one world. What we need to do is, we need to create our business models in such a way that we think global, but act local. Do it in Tinsukia way. Do it in Puducherry way. Do it in Thailand, Thai way. Do it in India, Indian way. Do it in America, America way. Do it in Ethiopia, Ethiopian way. But in case you remain away from the global world, which is not right, we are all part of the one world, which is global world. There will surely be important to create your business model in such a way so that your supplies are very close. But what is happening around the world, don't be away from that. You're there. We are all human beings. We are all human race. You just see this COVID. COVID did not look whether you are an American, you are white or you're black, you are male or you are a female, or you are a Hindu or you're a Muslim or you're a Christian or you're a Parsi or you're a Sikh. So all together. So don't be away from the global world. Do it localized. That's where I call local. Think global, act local. Yeah.
I'm sure the question is answered. So, well, think global, but go local. Also, there's somebody who wants to understand from you that what will be the advice to business owners as we're getting to see a lot of layoffs?
Yeah, this is, as I said in my presentation, it's a challenge for all of us, even challenge for me. I have not laid off anybody. I am a small organization. At least during these tough times when people need money, whatever best you can do for people, keep them on. But at the same time, since we are going to run business organization, we need to have fit to smart, I said. So you need to rework on your bodies. We do exercise to reduce our weight. So we need to become more smarter, more slimmer. So wherever, you just see we are not able to have a barber and see what's happening to my hairs. I can't get a haircut done, you know. So we need to cut this hair to look better. So there will be certain layoffs, which is certainly going to be there. We cannot avoid that. But I always respect those business leaders where we can still do outplacement. I remember when Mr. Brijmohan Munjal became the #1 of the motorcycle company in the world, he asked his top 25 people to go. And it was, how can it happen? I know I knew him personally. I had a lot of respect for that great man. We lost him a couple of years back. You know what he did? He laid off them and he gave them opportunities to have their own ancillaries, 100% for Hero Honda. And he built a new team to be there. Now, what I am suggesting to business owners, when we reduce the fat, can we look at opportunities where we can help them? And especially during the COVID crisis, whatever cash flow issues we have, whatever cash we can give them. I am not propagating today to give full salary in the month of May when the lockdown has started in March. I did give full salary for a few months, but then reduce cash and make it sustainable for future. Because when you cry with them, I always say, it's not important to go on a cocktail or a dinner with your guys, but it's important to cry with them. So give them a shoulder when they need you. So you have to be very, very humane when you are laying off people. When there's a business need, there's no doubt. But can we see how we can help them to take some other job or something else? Suddenly to cut off is not a right thing, even if we have to suffer. And Jack Ma said, even if you are living yourself, you made the profit. Probably we may not be able to make a profit at this point of time. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Another one, what are the future challenges for the human resource team?
Yeah. The challenge,
manufacturing particularly.
Yeah, challenges are very clear. To reboot and rebuild organizations post-COVID, we need to train people with a different mindset for quality, productivity, timelines, and we need to do that completely now itself. It is going to be a challenge because there's going to be a challenge on the safety, health of people. So there is SOPs already. Second is that we need to, there will be a lot of people under stress. We need to come take them out. We need to motivate them. We need to inspire them. We need to help them. And on the business parameters, technical aspects, we need to really take them through process that we are going to be global suppliers in the world. So our performance indexes, our quality parameters, our time of delivery, our service to the customer has to be world class. So challenge is to make our workforce at any level world class.
Thank you, sir. Another one comes in from Mr. Subhash Jagota, and he wants to understand, what will be the reaction when we actually shift from isolation to integration?
Jagodaji, pranam. Good to see you there. I thought you were not there at all, but how can you miss Faridabad? I think in isolation, it all depends what did you do in isolation. Well, I am also in isolation, but I am active in isolation. I always tell people, be active, be safe, be strong, be healthy. And when you move from isolation, you should not be, you just see we are already in the morning, 9 o'clock. So be active during this isolation so that you don't break the chain. So even if you have been enjoying isolation or stressing isolation, doesn't matter. Start it now. Start it today. Let's get going right away. Set, get, and go. Because world is waiting for us. The entire world is waiting for us to perform. We cannot sleep. We cannot be taking it easy. The world is there where we need to make sure that we deliver the results with better quality and with better norms.
Better quality, better norms. Another one coming in from Arushi Arora, and she happens to, be in the recruitment service industry. She wants to understand that if you could share some guidelines because they are facing a lot of issues, a lot of challenges in the COVID-19 state.
Yeah, I can understand her pain because we also have one of the verticals, which is a recruitment vertical, wherein there is no invoice last 8 weeks. We don't have an invoice in any case, except a couple of programs which I have done for the MSMEs where I'm working with top 20. Otherwise, there's no invoice. I can certainly say, and I'm sure about it, presently there are no clients who are responding and who are recruiting. And take this commitment from me and note down my contact. In next 4 weeks' time, your business will be much more double than what you have done earlier. There'll be so much requirement in the country. Because talent is where we all work on. There'll be so much requirements coming, you may not be able to handle. So don't worry. It's a time of little patience. That's what I tell my talent acquisition team. Don't worry, probably they are listening to me. Don't worry, achhe din aayenge. And some of the companies have already started giving some new positions. I got a couple of positions yesterday. I saw my team with a couple of positions. So these 2 months have been painful. You might have not got even one invoice. You might have not even got previous money, which you have been billing since January, February. Even we have got that issue. Patience, perseverance is the power of the game. Next 4 weeks, you must connect me and you must tell me, DK Bakshi, my hands are full. In case it is not there, come to me, I will give you some more work to do it. Because I am expecting a lot of work within the next 4 weeks. In case everything remains fine.
Yeah. Patience is the mantra. It is the need of the hour. With that, there is another one coming in from Mr. Rajneesh Bawa, and he wants to understand the challenges in other Asian countries.
Bawa Sahab, welcome. I think you were in another meeting, you came late. Welcome Rajneesh Bawa Sahab, well-known name in the country again, along with Subhash Jagota, Dr. VP Singh, Rajan Datta, and he did send me a message, he will join late. Bawa Sahab, New Holland Tractors, and he has been a great friend again, like others. And he is talking about other Asian countries. You know what happened in Thailand? Thailand lockdown is almost over. Malls have opened, factories are opening, and Thailand is coming back to normal. Malaysia, we still have difficult times, but I think by 1st June, Malaysia will be fine. Singapore is getting back to normal. I was talking to Singapore last night. And other side, Indonesia is getting back to normal. You rightly pointed out this because this is going to be a challenge for Indian business owners and manufacturers. You know that Thailand is one of the great places in terms of manufacturing parts. Oh, who's that? In terms of manufacturing various parts in the world. Thailand is a little threat to India when we talk about getting global companies to come to us. And recently, because I have worked in all these countries, Indonesia has become another threat. I will not say Malaysia to that extent. I'll say Indonesia, Thailand, and other side Vietnam. So all these countries are also looking how many factories we can get into our country. Because let me tell you very frankly, I have worked in these countries. The workforce in these countries are very submissive. And their quality of products, you have seen Bawa Sahab, you have visited me many times in Bangkok. Jagota ji has visited, Rajan Datta ji has visited, and you've seen how polite they are and how good they are on the shop floor. The 5S is powerful in all the Asian region except India. India में 5S करते Saloni presentation, training पे training करते कभी 5S होता ही नहीं. 1S, 2S पे ही रुक जाते हैं. आप Thailand जाइए, any factory, any showroom, it's a world-class 5S. उनके DNA में है. So we have a challenge when we see other Asian countries. They are much more better than us when they look at the cleanness, highways, quality, and productivity. And plus, power rates are also much better. That's why they are able to attract a lot of companies. And Indian companies in Thailand are prosperous. Indian companies in Malaysia and Indonesia are very prosperous. I was working for the company, 15 plants. Aditya Birla, 20 plants in Thailand. So that's the challenge, Baba Sahab. So Indians have to be better than them. Indians have to be certainly better than them.
Thank you, DK. As usual, very good answer. Thank you.
आपका वेट कर रहा था, आप कब आओगे?
Sir, I was caught in a meeting, I told you, and then I was free. So I said, let me connect even for 5 minutes. And thanks, Sangeeta, for putting it across.
Thank you, sir.
And my all friends, Subhashji, Abhay, bye-bye. I need to move out. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Rajan Datta साहब बॉम्बे से बैठे हुए हैं.
Rajan, hi, how are you?
Rajan भी बैठा हुआ है.
Right. Okay, bye, please.
Right, sir.
So, sir, how many questions more you'd like to take? We're already on 6:25 to 21 right now.
So I think we can, in case they have further questions, they can send it to my email or Saloni. Saloni is part of my team. In any case, we work together, dkbakshi@globaltalent.co.in, or you can Google me. And before I move further, I want to share one quick video with you, which will give you the power of the word. You have to tell me whether. Can you hear this?
Yes, we can hear it, but we cannot see it.
DK, you can share the screen.
We can hear it, but we cannot see it.
Wait a while.
DK, share the screen. Share the
You need
screen.
to minimize it first, and then share the screen, and then maximize it.
What's going on? How I do it?
So minimize.
You play the video first, minimize it.
Okay.
First, you stop sharing your screen, okay?
My screen is already stopped sharing.
Okay, perfect. Now you play your video.
Wait a while. Saloni, can you do it? Stop screen and then.
Yeah, it is already stopped.
Okay, sir, just play your video.
Achha, okay, I play my video.
Okay, and then minimize it.
Pause कर दीजिए वीडियो को, then minimize it.
Yeah.
Okay, now share your screen.
Okay.
You're right.
Just share screen button.
Is it there?
No, it's not.
No, it is not. I guess some issue. I guess we're not seeing it.
Is this on?
No, sir.
I think you have to stop the share on the top of your screen. You will see a red button. आप पहले उसको stop कीजिए screen share को.
Screen share को मैंने stop किया नीचे है ना?
नहीं stop.
Green button, yes.
Stop will be on the top.
Screen share तो नीचे है ना?
If you are already sharing your screen, then it will be a red button on the top of the screen.
मैं कहाँ right पे?
No, on the top, in the middle.
Left hand side.
It should be right in the middle of the screen, top.
DK, can you hear me? This is Ash.
Sorry?
This is Ash. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ash, yes. Ash
DK.
from Australia. Yeah, how
DK.
do I do it?
Stop the video first. Send that video link to Saloni, and Saloni can put that video on her screen and share the screen if you are not able to do it.
Oh,
Send the link to Saloni.
That will be tough to send the link. I don't think she can do it. Can I send it like that?
Okay. Do you see a green button at the bottom of the screen?
Yes,
Share
yes.
screen? Click on that.
Yes, I clicked already.
What do you see now?
I see my video there.
So click on that video and then say share screen.
Yes,
click
I
on that
shared.
video and
Yes.
now share the screen again. Yes. Perfect.
Thank you, Ash.
Thank you, Ash.
Ash from Australia. Thank you so much. Here is the.
आवाज बढ़ाओ आवाज बढ़ाओ आवाज बढ़ाओ आवाज बढ़ाओ
I am not stopping this. Let me see. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. D.K. Bakshi. Thank you so much. That was absolutely leaving us all on a high note. And
This is the power of the world. When you are romancing with your business, we at a new India, where the performance indexes, where I have talked about performance indexes have to be different, I think we can make a big difference to our life. So that is how I talk about how you can change the P's, 7 P's, and get into power of purity, power of perseverance, power of partnerships, power of promptness. Dunya dekh rahi hai. We have to be prompt. Power of positivity, power of performance, and power of passion. I repeat, power of purity, power of perseverance, power of partnerships, power of promptness, power of positivity, power of performance, and power of passion. That will create a new India of Narendra Modi. Sari dunya muthi mein aayegi. India can become the superpower of the world, and we can fight the COVID anyway. That's what I can say. Thank you so much.
thank you, Mr. D.K. Bakshi. Like always, you have been so enthusiastic. You've enthused us with so much of energy, more than anything, so much of power, so much of passion, which actually epitomizes you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm only hoping that we have felt the power and we're all set to go and make India proud, make ourselves proud, make our organizations proud. And saying a bigger thank you for joining us here. With that, a bigger thank you to Faridabad Management Association. Thank you for this opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, before I say a big goodbye to all of you, one more thing, in case if you still have questions, you can please email them, forward it to them to Mr. D.K. Bakshi on his email ID, dkbakshi at globaltalent.co.in, right? So this is the ID that you need to get in touch with him. He's going to be accessible. He will make it sure that he's answering all your questions. With that, I am Sangeeta Singh signing off. Yes, I love moderating and yes, sir.
Saloni.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta. Thank you so much.
I was going to bring you.
Thank you for wonderfully moderating the entire session and for keeping us all engaged. And kudos to DK Akka, Mr. Motivator, as he is popularly known. I want to thank you on behalf of Faridabad Management Association from the bottom of my heart, and I really appreciate the energetic comeback. We've seen you in action after a very long time, so this is the big smile on my face. Thank you for an excellent presentation and excellent inputs, and especially the 7 Ps. And I remember when we talked about VUCA a couple of years ago, I still remember that presentation, and every word still stands so true. Without, the kind of environment that we are all in today, COVID or no COVID, I think we knew, we could see the writing on the wall, the industry was going downhill. And if we didn't take the right steps at that point in time, we can't now play, play out our sob story saying that ab kya hoga, because we are all under lockdown. So that is not an excuse, absolutely not an excuse. And if we have to take those tough decisions, and we need to go lean and trim, and we need to make sure that we are boosting the performance with pride and such a nationalist feeling that you have left us all with this last song. So again, a big thank you, and I would really want everyone to join me in clapping for DK for such an excellent, awesome presentation. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you again.
You are in. Narula from Bangkok is already there. He is also there.
Yes. I did speak with him.
From Bombay. We should thank our Tyagarajan ji Bhai Jamutaji, and all our friends. And they have been there. Some from Afghanistan. There are 2 people from Singapore. So thank you very much.
Indeed, it's an international webinar today. That's rocking, I would say. So thank you again, DK, for obliging us with your presence and such a.
Sangeeta.
Thank you, Sangeeta, again.
Thank you, Saloni.
Oh, Mr. Tyagarajan, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, namaskar.
Bye. Nice session.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
all of
much.
you. Namaste. Have a wonderful, wonderful
Thank you,
sir. Excellent, so sir. Got a lot of
Excellent, sir.
energy. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent, sir. Excellent,
Ravindra, how are
Bhattiji.
you? Good to see you, Ravindra.
Excellent, Sangeeta.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Well, I'm going to leave everybody with the last note that no kind of change is comfortable. But here we are. We must make sure that there is always a divine plan for all of us while we work towards our goals, and we work with a lot of power and a lot of pride because we've got Mr. DK Bakshi. So everybody, all the best.
Bakshi, sir. Thanks. You have rocked.
Thank you. Shabakir. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.